Hello, Tashidele, Namaste. Good morning to everyone. So I did not upload any video last couple of days because I was doing something else. So now today I came up with a very basic information, some ideas, some advice for those who are starting to begin their career, looking for a job. Whether you are a very fresh starts or you are someone who have some decent experience. I have list things down here so that I will not forget, because then there are bits of points that I have to go through from here. So first, if you're starting a career, whether you are at the very basic that you just finish your graduations, or you haven't finished your graduation but you're just first job you're looking for, you have a CV. Make sure that your CV is as accurate as possible and be very loyal to your CV. Well, I mean, the reason why I'm saying to you, because at one point your CV will be also kind of concerned, because let's say you have a 40 years of experience, you have a 30 years of experience in different industries, or in one CV has to be maximum 2 page, maximum, best at 1 page, that many years of experience candidate. So compared to you are a very fresh start, so you have no experience. Upload that in your CV, because you just mentioned that you have done this, you have done that. So never know, people can still consider you for that. So be loyal, be accurate as possible for the informations. Now, second part is I have seen a lot of adverts in a LinkedIn and other things I have seen. It says, don't choose for manager, don't choose a job, choose a manager, or something like that. Basically what they're trying to say is make sure that you find a great manager, basically, your manager. At some point, it is true that you really have to find a good manager who will coach you, guide you throughout your journey. But you are not looking for a job based on the manager. So an example of, if I give an example about manager, what is the meaning of manager? Manager for you is a instructor, driving instructor, and a police on the street, traffic violent police that go on the street. So you are going to a training class for driving class. The instructor will train you where to take a left, based on what are the signals that you need to follow, the speed limits that you need to follow, hazards, safety guides. They will train you. Once you pass the driving test, you get a license, which is, let's say, your school certificate, management certificate, education certificate. Now then you're on the road, actually doing that job. So now you're sitting in the car, you have done all the courses perfectly done, you passed the test. Now you're sitting in a nice car, and then you're on the street. And by the time, on that moment, you are alone. Maybe you're with your friends, maybe your partner, but not the instructor. So you're driving alone with all the knowledge that you got, basic information on your training, signal, signs, and all of this. Camera, you will have a street camera for the speed, all of this one you will find. So these are once you start working, these are your captains, your team leaders, your supervisors, your managers, your directors. These are those people that you are driving. You have your goals, that where you need to achieve, what you want to achieve. Your destination is your goal, and you're driving. That is your day-to-day work. And then police, and that they're there to tell you, they'll stop you. You have over speed your speed limit. You have broke the signals. So it's a very, very close and on the street when you're driving. But when you go to a course, you have a very less chance to select, I want this instructor to teach me, I want this instructor to teach me, unless you have some sugar daddy up on your shoulder, and some managers who are a bit selfish, who are not really, which I will come to others on the clip or after that. So basically, so when you are on the queue, so what you need to know is you don't look for a manager. You don't depend on your manager. It's if you depend on your manager, is my manager is my future, is my supervisor is my future, trust me, the manager has his own manager looking for his future. She busy with his own manager to get better opportunity. How much do you think he or she has a time to spend for you, for your future? Yeah, it's a question, it's very open questions. And there, it's reality comes out. Every manager is looking for something above for their future, and then there are some managers, they will take time from that time for you to help you build your career, support you, and at the same time they're also doing for themselves. And there are some, they are busy, they're always busy, they don't have much time, so they're very selfish. So now you can see there are two kinds of manager you will meet. It's also a question mark if he is so much negative, irresponsible, so selfish, how he became a manager, how did he reach that point? Well, maybe he was not that from the beginning. He started changing as he grows the positions, or maybe he changed the moment that he got the titles, or he might have some, as I said, because what happens normally, if you work in hotels, an example, because I work in a hotel and if you work in hotels and if you have if you are owner's relative, I don't know, if you are someone, trust me, those people who will take action, because you will think 10 times, should I take action? Because if I take action on this particular persons, someone might not be happy. Forget about him. Some other person might not be happy. You have to worry about that instead of this. But there are some brave, they also come to that similar situation. They play two-sided games. So industry is not fair. I'll be very honest with you, that you really have to work for yourself. Do not expect and do not depend on your manager so much. You got a job, congratulations. You sign a contract, you start from the work from tomorrow. You may have much experience, you might not have any experience. Don't go a day pass by without learning one thing. Daily, you learn one thing. One day, one something, a very basic, minimum. One thing, count how many days you work in a week. How many days off you have? 2 days, 1 day. If you have a 1 day off in a week, you learn 6 to 4 weeks. Multiply to the year. That much knowledge you are learning compared to just going and seeing things and start taking everything information, because when you're new, you have a lot to learn. And trust me, our brain is not a USB that you plug into a computer, you select all the files and you just drag and drop. It is not. Your brain needs time. It takes time to understand, to go through it, to adapt it. So therefore, be very brave, be loyal to yourself as well as to the company. Very, very important, because you need to be loyal, you need to be honest, because that's some very shameful way. So therefore, which is very accurate, that you need to be accurate as possible on your CV, as your job, as you do, be loyal. And don't expect much from the manager. Instead, do your best, what you can do, push yourself, challenge yourself. Yeah. And then things will come. And like I said in my other videos, if you plant a tomato, you will have a tomato. You will not have a potato. That is 100% sure. But it takes some time. It needs some time. That's where you need to be patient and be consistent on what you do. And then what I mean to say now, I have another example about the taking care of these things. I will give this example in another clip, because I have some simple example that I can share with you, like I share with you today, the driving license. And then, as I mentioned to you, the industry is not fair because you have to compete. Two persons sitting next to you, he or she, that you can do better than a job, that you deserve that job, that you deserve this opportunity, that you deserve the positions, that you deserve this increment. You have to compete, he or she. At the same time, it's very funny, but we are so much running against or running behind after technologies. So you have now the technologies have invented self-check-in, self-this, self-that, self-this. So you are competing. Let me give you an example. I, as a front desk team, competing myself as a best receptionist against a machine, self-check-in machine, which is just sitting there. So you are competing all of this. And this is very obvious. You will see the people, right? The manager will see you how there. People are just going in, self-check-in. You are just standing there because most of the guests go to do self-check-in and goes to room. So you are competing human as well as unhuman systematic. And then we are really, really running behind this unhuman. And on my LinkedIn, I did share human versus technology or something like I did share there, and I put some bit long basic information. So soon that technologies will take over humans' job, because people are spending so much money, investing so much money, earning so much money from hotel management course. Example, right? People are going for 2 years course, 3 year course, While you're working, you are doing the courses, you are spending money. There are people investing on this education, people investing on a university, professors are earning. I mean, not bad. I mean, of course, that is what they signed the contract for. And then at the same time, there are some people investing so much of money, investing so much of time, inventing technologies, which where you spend your time learning how to welcome the guests properly, greet the guests in check-in procedure. And the other side, there's some people working very hard how this machine can do as best as a human can. So you can see you are competing with a machine. When we have a lot of movies, Terminators, all of the machines are came out, right? So we can see that. So overall important is whether you are a very new beginner or have some experience. When you look for a job, don't just simply read all the articles. As I mentioned to you last time, look for a job. You find the job that you wanted, you apply. Make sure your CV is accurate, loyal, be basic. Don't put too many histories because people will not read. Because you want to leave something to talk face to face. Otherwise, what else are you going to talk on the interview? Make sure you have a picture on your CV. Don't feel ashamed. Don't feel shy. The way you look, you have to be confident of the way you look. Because your parents is the most important person in the world. They are the one who welcome you so much with a pleasure, happy. They're very proud of you. They're happy. So you be proud of that. Don't feel, oh, I have a small VC here. No, be confident. If you feel shy yourself, trust me, the world is not there to pick you up. The world will move forward. As I mentioned to you, it's not fair industry. Be positive, be focused. If you don't have a hand, it's okay. So what? Put yourself in your CV. But I can still do the job as required. Of course, based on the job that you're looking for has to fit on your physical condition, right? Be confident. Doesn't matter your conditions. Be positive. Put your CV with your picture, with your smile. That don't forget. Smile must be there. Yeah. And then once you get a job, once you start working, congratulations. Once you start working, don't expect much from the manager. My manager. Trust me, the manager also sitting in the office, like I said to you, he's director. So focus, learn one thing a day and move forward. And push yourself, challenge yourself, result will grow. Okay? And then know your competitors and those who are competing against you. You have to compete, you have to challenge yourself, but humanly. You are getting increase of $100 and then you are competing something unfair. Trust me, you will not be confident when you get the paper to say congratulations, you got $100 increase. Based on what you did, you will not be confident on that $100. You will feel somewhere pinching you in your heart. But if you did well, respectfully, you will be very confident. And if you lose against your competitors, that someone else is not the right time for you, because watermelon, trust me, you will not like it on the winter. Watermelon best at summer. So that means everything has its own time. When you lose this thing, don't worry. You have another chance to show yourself. It's not that you lost and you lost forever, that you have no chance. No. You will have a chance yourself. You'll have a chance if you don't give up, if you move forward. That depends on you, not your manager, not your director, not your supervisor. Trust me, they also need to grow themselves. They also need some money for their own career. So it's not only you that everybody needs to focus on you. You're not a small baby. Yeah? So please be loyal and put some smile. All the best wishes to you and stay safe. Take care.